rain 우리 젖은 채로 stay 하루 종일 또 색다른 motive fame 그 Grammy 너를 take 갖고 싶어만 생각하면 높이 날아 I heard that you been
Good morning from the chaos that is my studio. I just got back from Berlin last night at around midnight. It is currently 8 a.m. and I have very few hours left before we get into AniMUC. So I had a convention 2 weeks ago. I had a full week in Berlin, so I was only home for a day to pack all of the orders and drop everything off here. And now I'm off to the next convention again with only one night's sleep and a few hours to get everything done. And it's not just that I need to pack for this convention. I have all of the online shop and Patreon orders to send out because those are due. And then I also have a photo shoot with Metamorkid and Pandora Nox for our drag race sock collaboration. And those need to get packed very, very... Oh, no, that needs to be done. I need to pack the socks for the shoot and then head off in exactly 4.5 hours. So I have 4.5 hours to unpack my convention suitcase, to repack it and restock all of the things, and do all of the online shop order stuff. I was gonna do other things, but there's absolutely no time for it. So that is what we are going to do. Wish me a lot of luck because I will need it. If this vlog is super sporadic, it's because I am stressed and I should stop rambling and get to work.
always running out of time, yeah. Take it slow and make your mind up. I heard that you've been just searching for someone when you need me right now. It's now or never, babe. I just wanted you to see it's natural desire, cause you need me right now, now. With you, I can feel it.
I finished the first half of all of the orders, so there's like order boxes everywhere. But now I got to the point where we have the drag sock launch. So now I need to finish putting all of these socks in their sleeves. So I have the pre-folded sleeves and all of the socks in some of the boxes behind me. I always need to look for them because I haven't gotten to sorting through them and putting them back in the cupboard, which is absolutely empty. I can show you what that looks like now. But now I need to finish that. It is 10:30, so I am decently on track if I can get all of the orders out before 11:30. If I'm at the post office 11:30, so I have like an hour to go, that should be possible. I can actually get things done. So this is, you've probably seen it in other videos, my overstock stock cupboard. This entire row is empty aside from like the remaining sushi socks over here. This entire row is empty and I restocked this. These are actually all just the larger sizes. So we have the spirit socks in the larger size. We have Mononoke in the larger size. We have the breakfast fire socks in the larger size and a few left in the smaller size, really not a lot. And then the remaining koi pond, this design will be discontinued after this event. So I probably make a new fish design, but this one is gone. The Sakura buddies and the Galaxy buddies. But yeah, this was also all empty. This used to be just rocks and breakfast fire socks. And then down there we have all of the paper packaging, which is also quite a lot. But yeah, after the convention, I will go through all of the boxes I have here. I mean, these are already somewhat sorted, but then these are all still the loose socks without any packaging, which I need to all put in sleeves and then sort into the correct area. So that's what I'm going to do now. I'm going to finish it. I am halfway done with all of the Metamorkid socks for the online shop orders. I need to pack a few extra for the photo shoot. And yeah, I'm going to put on some music or listen to a studio vlog from some other artist, and I'm going to get back to work. And I'm pretty much done with packing all of the orders, or at least all of the orders I have the stuff for at hand. This is the pile for the week in Berlin. It's like a lot of this side is all going to Austria, this side is going to the rest of the world, mainly Europe. I have a few customs forms for Switzerland and the US to still fill out before I can head to the post office. And I normally never have this many Austrian orders. It's really the influence of the drag queen socks, of the Metamorkid and Nox socks, which of course their fan base is primarily here in Austria. So I'm gonna take a quick break. It is now 11:30 exactly, which I said I wanted to be done by, so I'm right on track, and then I need to head to the post office quickly and then see how much stuff I can fit into my convention suitcases before I am off to the photo shoot. I just texted Pandora and we set everything up, like the final details. So I have to be there at 3:20, and it stopped raining because we're doing it outside. So all a bit nerve-wracking, but we are gonna make it work somehow. Es ist mir. Sorry.
I don't wanna be just another one of your no's. I don't wanna be just another one of your thoughts. I would die a happy death if I knew that it made me not.
And we are at AniMUC. We've arrived in the Kreativallee, which is their artist alley. It's in the roof, so we have these wonderful wooden beams that make setting up really, really hard. And we also only found out while we were here that they have a 2-meter height limit. So the table is already tiny, it's 1.40 meters by 60, which is way less than what I normally have. But I was gonna build very high to compensate, and we got here, and it's not in the rules or anything. They just said because of fire safety, etc., we cannot do this, and my table is already largely set up. So here we are. We have, of course, my pins, all of the socks, and the shirt. And then I brought a few prints with me, but not in all of the sizes, so I left postcards A3 and A2 at home because I had nowhere to put them. If you saw any of my other booths, you know that I normally have these as self-service with all of the designs, and it takes up like 1.5–2 meters. This is of course not possible, so I only have them one single sock per design in this tiny corner, and they kind of get lost, but can't really do much about it. I hope it doesn't get much darker as the day progresses, because the lighting situation here is also not ideal. It is now 12 a.m. We still have 2 hours to go before the booth officially opens. They're super strict here also with our name tags. It has my full legal name on the back, and I could only pick up my card with my ID, even though it has a photo of my face on it as well. And they check at every single door. And as you can see around me, we have 2 hours to go before they open, and most people are almost done setting up. Next to us on the rooftop is the cosplay corner, and then all of the special guests, cosplay and voice actor area. And then, as you can see, the lighting got a lot better because we are surrounded by beautiful parks on all sides. There's some cherry blossoms. I can see some cosplayers doing picnics. Wait, I'll turn the camera around. Cosplayers spotted in the wild. It all looks super nice and cozy, and the people are already arriving on that side as well. So yeah, this is where I'll be spending the next 3 days. Can't wait to get this over with. I feel like I've overdone it with a week of Berlin, the stressful photo shoot and getting packed and then being here. But at least we are almost done.
Not Team Rockets.
And we're back at AniMUC. It is day 2, and as you can see, I have completely redone my setup and I've changed a few things, and I'll go through what that was and why I did it. So compared to last time, the socks now have a lot more space on my table. They were just these 2 blocks and it was an inward corner, so they were here and here. I thought it would work better with the light, but actually here they get a lot more real estate if you see it from the end of the hall. And I also have them in full self-serve now, so you have them here and here to grab. This helps with deals if you have to wait and say I'd like this one and that one. Mainly they take 1 or 2 and they don't go for the bundle deals, but with this they can grab them and have a big pile in their hand, and then they just take all of them. The pins, which were all down here, moved here, and I hung these 2 boards up covering the prints I had here, which were originally over there, but I think it works better. I hope the Pride collar pins still sell as well as they did yesterday, because these have been surprising hit at this convention, and I filled this up again with all of the pins and a full row of the no-face pins, because these have been going exceptionally well. The prints were up here and I moved them down here because it's easier to flip through, and the shirts stayed exactly the same. These have been going quite poorly, so I don't really care to give them even more space. I might change the way these are hanging and move them forward like this and move them up a bit. But since this isn't the most stable, I don't want them to be too far into my booth. So yeah, this is it for day 2. It is proper sunny right now, but I'm gonna give you a quick recap of day 1. The artist alley here is in this historically protected structure. I'm gonna steal the helper's seat right here. Not sure if I'm allowed to sit here. This historically protected building, and it is a really cute vibe. The people here are super, super cozy. The team of helpers is also really, really nice. I've never had a con where people rush to help me with bags and suitcases when I'm getting in, and the helpers were all like, it seems like this con is one of the few cons that have enough people on their crew, on their helper team, that know what they're doing, so that they can cover like little tasks like that and are actually happy and motivated and not overworked by the end of the first day of free. Sales-wise, it was a bit disappointing, but I think my position in the middle of the artist alley area, and also I'm just looking at my table because it is somewhere over there. and Neophobic Carrie is also, of course, with me, because is it a convention if we're not there together? Is unfortunate, and it kind of, if it's crowded, people don't see my booth at all because it is in a dead end and the booths before it kind of cover it. But I redid my booth as I showed you before, and I hope that today will be a lot better. Sales, I mean, the numbers aren't bad, they're just not as good compared to other conventions of the same size last year, and I only sold a single shirt, one of the Sakura Bunny ones, and I brought a few of those as well, so I hope people actually try them on and buy them today, because that would be nice. I still have 20-ish minutes before the convention opens, so I'm gonna go grab a snack and then I'll see you in a bit.
Rain, judge and shadow, stay. How you drove here? Got a motive. Hush, fame, could grab another take. You got good shape, hold on, 생각하면 nothing I get you just searching for someone when you need me right now. It's now or never, baby.
And we are here for day 3 of AniMUC. My table behind me is already finished setting up, so I took down the cloth. You saw the clips. Anyways, and I am happy that it is the last day. Today is a very short day. It's only until 3:30. They close the door downstairs, and then at 4, everybody can start dismantling their booths, and we're gonna head home today already. We have a long-ish drive ahead, so I'm looking forward to finally sleeping in my own bed again. Yesterday was dead. The convention here was absolutely empty, and I know exactly why. It's because, as you can see, I'm turning into a vampire in the sun. It was incredibly warm outside. Everybody was in the big gardens inside and outside the convention center, picnicking, having an absolutely great time, and I don't blame them. But since we are in a rooftop structure and this heats up and it has incredibly poor ventilation since it's an historically protected building, all I had to do was stare at the ceiling because nobody was here. I inserted some clips before of like my view throughout the day, and it was really very empty. I actually only just beat my revenue of the day before, of Friday, with the last sale I had before they closed the door. Even though Friday was 5 hours shorter and it was a Friday and not the big sale Saturday, which normally is the case for conventions. Friday is slow, Saturday is strong, and then Sunday is less individual sales but bigger items, since it's like people have like, I'm bad at speaking, because people spend money on the items that are more expensive that they've been considering throughout the weekend and want to take home, like the shirts. I normally sell a lot more of those on a Sunday than I do on a Friday or even a Saturday. So I hope that's the case today. The weather report is not in our favor. It's supposed to be really warm and sunny again today, which is not ideal, but there's only so much you can do. I'm not in love with my booth placement, but it is still a very decent con, and I love the vibes here. I've said that before. This convention has great vibes. It has cool, like, special voice actor and cosplay guests. So if I'm gonna come again, I'm definitely coming again with a booth, but with a helper so that I can enjoy outside a bit more than I did this time. So yeah, I have roughly half an hour left. As you can see, the other artists are slowly arriving and setting up their stuff. And then it's only 5 more hours of sales, which I hope shouldn't be too stressful or long. Wish me luck.
You and I, we are so random. You bring the darkness to the light, split the atom. I ignore the fact.
And that's a wrap for this studio vlog, Artist Alley vlog. To sum up, AniMUC was actually quite fun. I know at the beginning I was very hesitant because the Friday was quite slow and the Saturday wasn't amazing and it was very hot and I was tired, but I think that was just because I had LBM, Leipzig Book Fair, Manga Comic Con directly before that, which of course is one of the biggest events of the year, and it's of course not a comparison at all. And then I had a very busy week of the photo shoot and traveling to Berlin and all of the things you saw in the last vlog and at the beginning of this vlog. So I think it was totally understandable that at the beginning I was just very tired. After like counting my revenue again and seeing the cost of the event and everything, it was actually pretty okay. Only thing I was a bit sad about was how well or how poorly the dress shirts went. This one is from Neophobica. Hers did, I think, really, really well. I could always see people trying them on from the corner of my booth, and I'm really happy about that. And I actually already designed new patterns, which I'll show you in the next vlog. I'll give you a big like teaser of how I made them. They're gonna be long sleeve shirts as well, but more about that, of course, next Monday at 6 p.m. as always. I'm really, really happy how the drag photos turned out as well. If you want to get the Metamorkid or Pandora Nox socks, they do get a portion of the revenue, so head over to my website and go support your drag queens. I'd really love to do more collaborations like that in the future. I think it's really, really fun to get away from more traditional fan art and more into like officially licensed collaborations with local stores or artists or entertainers or whatever. So yeah, I'm gonna finish editing this vlog. I'm gonna enjoy the lovely weather. It is so hot this entire week in Vienna, but tomorrow it's finally gonna rain. It's gonna be like 10 degrees colder. Still very warm for April, but a bit colder at least. So yeah, I hope that all works out. I hope you're doing well. Follow me on all my other socials to stay updated, and I'll see you then. Bye bye.